Howdy there guys, welcome back to Edgar TV, where today this is something I really feel the need to talk about and something I just had to add my 2 pence in and hopefully give you a bit of guidance or a bit of enlightenment in regards to the situation that's happened recently with Gerwyn Price and also Michael van Gerwen as well. It's key to remember that fact. It just seems to be that people are picking on the Gerwyn Price incident where he refused to sign an autograph. Now, I'm going to show you the footage in a second so you can sort of get up to speed with where we are before I give you my sort of an analysis on the situation. So first of all, let's take a look at the Gerwyn Price incident.
Gerwyn, do you mind signing, Gerwyn?
I won't sign, but I'll have a picture.
Oh, how come?
I just don't sign anything, man.
Oh, okay, no problems. Can I get a picture then, is that alright?
Now, as I said, it wasn't just Gerwyn Price, and many players was approached. Michael van Gerwen also approached, and this was the Michael van Gerwen reaction.
Big photo for me, are you signing?
No signing?
Yeah.
Oh, no one autograph?
Yeah, I know what you do with them.
No.
So that kind of brings us up to speed. Now, Michael Smith was also approached. He did do the sign-ins. He had to sign little empty belly cards. Very common within this industry that they get you to sign empty bellies rather than an item itself. That means they can sort of put it into displays. So, for example, if, let's say, Michael Smith, Michael van Gerwen, they had an empty belly card of each, they'd put a photo of Smith and van Gerwen together, and then be like signed photo of the 2 players that played the World Championship final of the 9-dart situation. That kind of thing. Now, I get this industry very much so, on both ends of the spectrum, which is why I thought I had to speak about this, because I'm someone who can offer a very good perspective on this. I'm somebody who deals a lot with intellectual property, IP, which is what a signature or an autograph of the player is. I'm also somebody who deals very high in collectibles. I am a massive collector. Anyone who follows my channel will know that. I have big collection pieces from certainly wrestling, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, things like that. I collect retro toys and all sorts of different collectibles. So I get from both ends of the spectrum. I'm a collector looking for collectibles and signed memorabilia, and I've also dealt within the industry and do deal within the industry on the intellectual property and autographs and all that side of things. So let's get into this. First of all, who do I agree with? Who do I side with? Do I side with the loose term fan? Very loose term fan, or do I side with Gerwyn Price? First of all, I don't like the fact Gerwyn Price has been called out about this, and Michael van Gerwen seems to get a bit of a free pass on it. I think that's just some of the hate that Gerwyn Price gets, but I 100% absolutely, without a categorical slight of doubt, agree with Gerwyn Price and Michael van Gerwen. Now, if that's not what you expected and you maybe think the other way, stick around, because I'm going to give you lots of information as to why. It might change your mind, it might not. You know, it might just give you a bit of insight into the other side of the coin. And if you do agree with me on the Gerwyn Price siding of this, then this is a great opportunity for you to sort of validate that opinion with a few more facts and information. So what we're going to do, we're going to work through it stage by stage. First of all, now, these empty belly signing cards are something as a collector I hate, and the way in which they are done. So we know from this situation that the autograph hunter was wearing a pair of glasses. That pair of glasses was to basically get authenticity to the product. In collecting world, we have a certificate of authenticity, of which the promoter or the person with reputation would certificate the item to say that is a genuine item. In this situation, you wouldn't have this. What you'd have is this pair of glasses. Now, the first thing, as both sides of the coin, this worries me, because the guy will have video footage, which he'll take a screenshot of we've got Michael Smith signing these cards. Look, here he is doing so. He signed 4. Now, with an empty belly card, there's no guarantee that there will only ever be 4 done. He could forge that. And you could forge that quite regular. Now, when you sign an item, or you sign something that's a bit more limited, you kind of tend to know. But with this situation, forgery is very easy to do, because there's no guarantee how many Michael Smith signed. He literally could sell this 100 times over using that photo of Michael Smith signing an empty belly as part of the procedure. If this was a World Match Play shirt, we'd know that Michael Smith got knocked out in round 3, so there's only 3 World Match Play shirts in existence, and if there's 10, when we go, okay, there's a bit of a problem here. With an empty belly, forgery could be a problem. Now, if forgery enters the market, this could be a big issue for the player, and the player's not benefiting in any way from this being a possibility. So let's say forgery now goes into it. So people are now going to be skeptical of the Gerwyn Price autograph, because in the market there's loads of fakes now because of this fake authenticity over the empty belly cards. So that means people are no longer now going to use things such as eBays or things like that, which means ultimately Gerwyn Price is then damaging the price of his autograph because the place is loaded with fakes. So absolutely, he doesn't trust the person that is there to get the autographs. He will sign. We've seen him sign. He signs when he does his Modus or MDA promotions or does his exhibitions, when he's working for promoters that he trusts. But also, it's a business, isn't it? Promoters that are paying him to be there as well, which, again, this is his business. His autograph is part of his business, and by giving that away, or essentially not even giving it away, it's giving that part of the business to somebody else to then go and profit from. That's the same as Tesco standing outside and as you're walking by going, do you want to take this box of 10 Cocoa Pops and go sell it elsewhere? That's the same thing. It's a product. The autograph is a product, so it's taking a product away from that. So I fully get that side of things, especially when it's not just one, because we're looking to the timing of this as well. Michael Smith was waiting to get in a taxi, and he just kept pulling card after card out, and he's like, okay, look, I need to go, and he just kept signing them. So time that it takes, again, to benefit and profit from another person that could end up putting forgery into there. Market saturation, so the autograph is only worth what somebody is willing to pay. Now, if there are 500 people in the world that want a Gerwyn Price autograph, but Gerwyn Price only signs 100 autographs, that means you've got 500 people going for 100 spots, which is supply and demand, which ultimately will bump the price up. Business. Simple business. Now, should Gerwyn Price end up signing 1,000 items and there's 500 people willing to buy them, that means the price is going to plummet. So by doing this, he's going to ruin his own stock. Now, this isn't just within this industry. This is all industries now. You'll find if you go to a football game, a lot of the time, players don't really want to sign things. Certainly at the wrestling as well, they don't want to sign things anymore, but they're willing to have photos. So people that are saying Gerwyn Price isn't supporting his fans, absolute nonsense, because he was willing to stand there and have photos with people. He just weren't willing for people to profit off of his name, which I absolutely get. Now, other side of things, it's not just the business of the autograph that gets damaged, it's the business of the possible relationships he has with the promoter. If I'm a promoter, which I've promoted events before, absolutely, of course I have, and I'm still going to be promoting more events in the future. If I promote an event, I want to think, right, who do people want to see? Who do people want to have this sort of experience with? Now, if I look at Gerwyn Price, and he's just signed 30 items for free on the market, and then they all hit eBay, I think, right, okay, well, that's going to damage his value, so I'm not going to offer him as much money. Of course I'm not. I'm going to actually offer him a lot less. And with promotion, you're only worth what you can sort of justify with the charge, either putting people on the seats or getting people's interest within the event. Now, should Gerwyn Price's stock decrease because there's plenty of Gerwyn Price autographs out there? Or, the other thing is, working unethically. So, what I mean by that is, if Dave, I charged £1,000 to work for, and then I work for Chris for £700, then Dave gets wind of it. He'll go, well, why are you charging me 1,000 and him 700? I want you for 700. So then you can't argue. You've got to work for them for 700. But then what will happen is he'll probably go, well, actually, I'm booking you 10 times a year and you're charging me more. It's £600 now or nothing. So they'll actually talk you down off the basis of that. So the more and more you do, and the more sort of unethical side of things in this, I don't mean unethical as in like, oh, you're trying to screw someone over because this is just someone on the street. But what I mean is that would be essentially, let's call this autograph hunter a promoter, you're essentially working for that promoter for free so that they can benefit, but then you're charging someone to book you for the night who gets the same service, if you get what I mean. So absolutely on that side of things, he's protecting the people he works for, and the people that he works for, I guarantee you, would have watched that video and sat there clapping their hands going, fair play, Gerwyn Price, I'm going to book you even more now because you're protecting me as a promoter as well as your intellectual property, which is what I want to promote. So we're just going to calm down from that little side rant thing that we went on there. Now, does this mean players won't sign anything at all? Absolutely not. Because you saw from the video at the start, and I'll just sort of play it in a window somewhere on the screen, just so you can see again, Michael Van Gerwen actually does sign an item. Now, the reason he signs this item is because it is a personalised item. It is an item that you can see that the lady has physically gone and got a photo of herself and Michael Van Gerwen from the past, and he is signing something that is clearly personal. She can't go on the internet and sell that photo because it's got her in it, and if it does, she needs to find a lookalike to her. It's like when autographs used to be to Dave, best wishes. So then you can only really sell it to a Dave because no one called Jimmy's going to want a Dave autograph, are they? So they will sign things that are clearly personal, absolutely, but empty bellies and things like that, no. Especially when the guy, as you see from Gerwyn Price's thing, stood with a bag full of items. So in summary, risk of forgery, risk of flooding the market, risk of damaging intellectual property, risk of annoying promoters and people that you work with. So many reasons as to why this was the right decision from Gerwyn and Michael, and we're seeing it across lots of sports. As a collector, it makes it harder to get hold of the items. I get that, but as a collector, I also appreciate the fact of what they're doing, and they're only working and signing for reputable people, which means the chances are when I buy a signed item from these reputable brands that I'm going to get something authentic. Only takes one bad review, one negative, one person to say I've got a fake from this person's signature before the stock in that signature incredibly decreases. So absolutely the right thing to do. What do you think, guys? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Let me know down in the comments section, but that's my 2 pence. And before you go, actually I feel this is very important to say, players do offer free autographs, but they tend to go to charities. Now, I myself am approached a lot in regards to charitable donations of autographs or memorabilia, merchandise, different things that is going to be sold for the benefit of charity. A lot of people will support as many as they can. I get to between 3 and 5 a week. I can imagine Van Gerwen and Price, we're talking 20 plus every single week. So these do tend to happen, it's just not for personal gain. If you remember, or if you watch Dragon's Den, go and watch the Gary Neville one where Gary Neville talks about a private company trying to profit off the back of the autographs. That should be another one that you go check out. Go check out one next, but make sure you subscribe here before you go do that.